What's up everyone, my name is Marie, welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's video, I am in the world of Oasis Springs, as you can probably tell, and I'm building a very colorful tiny home. For this home, I was actually very much inspired by the colorful items and just the colors overall of the items that we're getting with the new pack Paranormal stuff. I think it's coming out tomorrow because today is Monday, so it comes out on Tuesday the 26th. So it comes out tomorrow for me. I'm not sure what time, but yeah, I'm really excited for that pack. I can't wait to get my hands on it and start building with it because I think that the items are so inspiring and I love them so much, and they're definitely not the type of items that I expected to be getting with this pack, but overall I'm not complaining because I'm really excited for them. That couch that we're getting with the new pack is absolutely amazing. Like, I can't wait for that. I have been wanting a new couch exactly like that actually for the longest time. So yeah, I can't wait to just get my hands on the new pack. But for now, I'm still just building this little tiny home in Oasis Springs without the new pack because I don't have it yet because it's not out yet. But yeah, I was very much inspired to build something cute and colorful and small. So that's what I decided to do. I didn't really have any type of inspiration picture for this house. I just felt like building something mid-century modern inspired. So that's what I did. It's definitely very much mid-century modern, combined with like a little bit of contemporary here and there. And yeah, just overall very much mid-century modern, like I just explained. But it's definitely one of my favorite like interior styles as well as exterior styles, I think, because I don't know, I just like it a lot. And we have a lot of mid-century modern items in the game actually, so it's fairly easy to build in that style because yeah, we just have so much to choose from. And I also played around with the platform tool quite a bit, as you can see. I created a just sunken living room area, if that makes sense. And then the rest of the house is like a couple steps up. I just really enjoyed the way that looked, and yeah, just overall the vibes of this house. I picked a green front door, and I kind of based the whole color scheme off of that green front door because I never use that green swatch of the doors. I think that door is from Get Famous, but I never pick that swatch because it's kind of difficult to combine. But I was so inspired by it that I really wanted to use that green swatch of the door. So I just made sure to place it and base the rest of the color scheme off of that door. And I think I succeeded. I used a lot of orange, and then I also used these kind of dark, like plum colored bricks. I think those are from Get Famous as well, or maybe Spa Day. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, I used orange and then a couple of like pops of green here and there, and also some blue and teal for example, for the, what's it called? The platform like frame, if that's what you want to call it. I used that teal swatch, and I also used light blue or teal kind of colored windows. And overall, I just really like the color combination. I've talked about this before, but blue or like orange and teal or orange and blue are like my favorite color combinations ever. Like, I just think they always look nice. It always works. It always looks cute. And then for this one, I just combined it with that plum color and the green color, and I think it works really well. I don't know if everybody likes this color combination, but I sure do. So yeah, I just decided to stick with it. Also, I used floor tiles from Batu. I'm sorry. I know that pretty much no one has that pack. The, what's it called? Journey to Batu pack. But I do have it, and I really like these tiles. And they were so perfect for this house. I mean, you can easily swap them out for something else that also looks nice, I'm sure. But yeah, I tried these tiles and I like them so much that I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna use them. I have the pack. I have those tiles. I might as well just use them. So I did. Yeah, like I said, you could easily swap them out for something different if you don't have those tiles. And then I also did some landscaping here and there. I know it's in the middle of the desert, so there's probably not going to be a whole bunch of plants around, but I still decided to just go ahead and pretend like stuff would grow in this area and just place some shrubs and bushes, but also some cacti and succulents and just random grass pieces and things like that, to just kind of make it somewhat lush, because I just like that look. I like to create that contrast, especially here in the desert. So yeah, I just decided to go ahead and do that. But yeah, by the way, I'm sorry if you hear like a noise in the background. There is like construction work going on somewhere down my street at my neighbor's house or something. I don't know. It's just a couple houses down, I'm pretty sure. But it's very loud. So if you hear like an annoying sound in the background, that's probably why. But hopefully it's not too annoying, or hopefully you can't even hear it. By the way, oh my God, I completely forgot to mention this. I have a cat. Me and my boyfriend, we adopted a cat. I don't know if you can see her, but she's laying on the couch, and oh my God, I love her. She is so incredibly cute. She's 5 months old, so basically I want to tell you this story. Me and my boyfriend, we picked her up on Saturday, so a couple days ago. This is her second full day at our house. But she is 5 months old. We picked her up. She was still living where, with her previous owners where she was born as well. And like all of her brothers and sisters already were already adopted, and found new homes basically, but she was left. She was the only one left basically, and the owners kind of wanted to keep her as well. They wanted to just keep her as a second cat. But the mom cat, the mother cat, she didn't like it anymore. Like she was kind of scared of her because she's so young and playful, and the mom just didn't like that. So the mom kind of, well, she didn't run away, but she didn't want to come inside anymore. And the owners were like, well, we don't want that. We don't want that for her. And obviously they want to keep her, the mom, the oldest cat. So they were like, you know what? We're gonna look for a new house for this little 5-month-old cat. So they did, and now she's living with us, and she is so adorable. Like I said, her name is Leonore, and she's very playful. She's sleeping right now, so I got lucky for the timing of doing this voiceover. But yeah, she's sleeping right now, but she's very playful, obviously, because she's very young, and we like to just run around with her with toys and stuff, and she loves to play with us, and she's very, very cute, and she got used to the new environment very fast, like very easily. She likes it here, I'm quite sure. She knows her way around. She loves to explore the house, and soon she'll be able to go outside as well. We'll just show her around in the neighborhood a little bit before we kind of let her go by herself, obviously, because we don't want her to get lost or anything. But yeah, first we just want to make sure that she gets used to the house and that she feels 100% at home. So we're still keeping her inside for a couple of days, and then maybe we'll start going outside with her for like a week or so. And then after that, well, depending on how it goes, obviously, but after that, she will be able to go outside by herself. And yeah, I'm very excited. I love having her here. It really calms me down to have a cat near me. I don't know if that's the same, like if you have cats yourself, maybe you have the same experience, but I feel like they have such like a calming vibe, and she also purrs extremely loud. So if she's like laying on the couch and I just go over and pet her a little bit, and then she purrs like extremely loud, and it's so cute, and it really just calms me down. So yeah, it's so nice to have her around and very calming, and I love her so much. I can't live without her anymore already. So yeah, she's very cute. But anyway, if you don't care about cats, I'm sorry for my little rant about her, but back to the house. You can see that we have moved on to the inside of the house, and it's very small. It's definitely a tiny house. I was thinking that this house would be perfect for one sim, which is also kind of what I furnished it for. The bedroom has a double bed, however, it's only accessible from one side. So you can have two Sims living here if the scoot over trick works for you. If it doesn't work for you, then it's going to be a little bit difficult. But yeah, I'm sure you'll be able to figure it out either way. But as you can see, on the inside of the house, I kind of used that same brick that I'm also using on the outside of the house in that plum color, but also in that more brown gray color for a backsplash in the kitchen. Because I kind of wanted to create that, like, I don't know, that sense of unity, if that makes any sense, like the outside brick on the inside of the house as well. I always like that vibe. And so yeah, I was just cluttering up the kitchen a little bit. I went for orange and blue and teal and that orangey wood tone on the inside, which I was very much enjoying because that color, this swatch of the floor, not in the kitchen, but for the rest of the house, that orangey wood tone, I don't think I've ever used that one before because I always find that color a little bit difficult to work with. But for this house, because I was like decorating everything a little bit like in the blue tones and orange and stuff, that floorboard was perfect. So I decided to use it and I love the way that it looks. And I combined it with a couple of furniture pieces that are in the same color, for example, from Tiny Living. But you'll see that once you move on to the actual living room. But I also placed this bookcase like next to the fridge because it was a nice spot where I could fit like a bookcase, a one tile bookcase perfectly. So I decided to just place it there, and it's also in that more orangey wood tone that I have never used before. So yeah, I was just overall very happy with this color scheme. It was just a nice change of pace, something a little bit different. However, it's not like super like out there or different, but yeah, I was just liking the pop of color, or like the different pops of color actually throughout this house. But yeah, here you can see that we moved on to the sunken living room area. And I did place a, what's it called? Fireplace? I totally lost the word there. But yeah, you probably don't need a fireplace when you're living in Oasis Springs because it's the desert and it's always hot. But I figured I would just place one anyway because I love this fireplace for starters. I think it's perfect for like mid-century modern homes. So I decided to place it down anyway, and I don't know, maybe it gets cold in the desert. Doesn't it get cold in the desert at night? Isn't there like that extreme difference in temperatures, like day versus night in the desert? Is that a thing? I think that's something that I learned once, but I'm not sure. If you know anything about this, let me know because I'm interested. But I placed a lot of plants in this house as well. There is a couple of hanging plants. Those are from the Nifty Knitting Stuff pack, and then also just some potted plants here and there. And as you can see, I went crazy with the orange and blue in the living room area as well, which I think looks just very nice. I just love that color scheme so much, and I didn't expect that plum color of the tiles to work so well with it. But in my opinion, it definitely does. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with the whole color scheme of this house, and I just placed a couple of candles here and there. And then I placed a tiny little dining table in the corner here, which I wasn't quite sure if I was going to be able to fit a dining table in this house at all, because in the kitchen I was playing around with like island counters for a bit, but it didn't really fit. I couldn't make it work. So I decided to just not have island counters, and then I was like, well, I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna have a dining table in this house at all then, but it fit perfectly, and I really like this corner. And I placed that like large artwork on the wall, those canvases, like 3 canvases next to each other. I think those are so pretty. I love the colors, they're perfect. They work perfectly for the color scheme of this house. In my opinion, at least, I just like them there. I never really use those very large canvases, but for this house, they were perfect. Because I also built this on medium wall height, so the walls or the ceilings are pretty high. And yeah, this house has a classic 3-tile tiny home bathroom, which works perfectly if you have the shower from either Snowy Escape or what's it called, Discover University, because your Sims can kind of like walk through those like wall-mounted showers. If you don't have those showers, then the bathroom is going to be a little bit difficult. Obviously, it can still work. You just have to get rid of the sink and then place a toilet in one side of the room and then a shower in the other side of the room, if that makes any sense. And then you'll just have to use the sink in the kitchen. But if you have those wall-mounted showers, then you should be fine. But yeah, this is the tiny little bedroom. I did have to make some changes when I was playtesting this room. I placed a nightstand next to the bed, but I had to get rid of it because it was blocking the bed. And then also, one thing I didn't mention before, I created that little study nook in the entryway with like a makeshift desk that I created out of a shelf. That normally works fine, but for some reason with the shelf that I used, it wasn't working. So I had to actually replace the shelf with a different one, which works out fine and it still looks cute in my opinion. I'll just show you once we hop on into the game, and I'll show you the house in real time. I'll just quickly show you the changes that I made. It's nothing major, nothing big, but yeah, I feel like I should still show you because it's a little bit different than what you can actually see in this speed build portion of the video. But yeah, I just decorated the bedroom with some knickknacks here and there and some plants. By the way, I love these curtains in the orange swatch that I used throughout the whole house. I never use that swatch because it's so in your face. But obviously for this house, because it's so colorful, it's perfect. So I was really enjoying those curtains. And then I used the blue version of them in the kitchen to just change it up a little bit. Otherwise it was going to be a little bit too orange in there. But yeah, that was actually already it for the inside of the house. So we moved on to the exterior of the house. And I like this backyard a lot, actually. I made sure that your sim has everything that they could need. I gave them a tiny little pool because, I mean, it's the desert, it's very hot. Your sims are definitely gonna need a pool. So I just quickly decided, or not quickly, I just decided to place a pool in the backyard. And I created a nice seating area and also a dining area with a grill and stuff. So your sims can definitely just hang out in the backyard to either do some swimming or to do some grilling or to just hang out and sit on the couch, read a book, lounge, or take a nap on the couch. Whatever your sim is into, really. But yeah, nothing crazy going on in the backyard here. I did make everything tile, so there's no like grass or sand. There's just tiles in the backyard or in like the fenced off portion of the backyard, that is. So yeah, no grass or anything. But that is actually pretty much already going to be it for this build. So let's quickly hop on into the game and I'll show you the house. So this is the house in game. I really like the colors. It definitely just pops. It's in your face. I think it's really fun for The Sims. So let's quickly look at it. Here you can see this is the backyard that you probably just saw. It has a nice dining table, a nice barbecue, just a place to hang out, and a couple of random chairs on the back porch right there. Let's hop into the house. So when you first walk in, this is that study area that I talked about. I had to swap out that shelf for a different one. So this is a base game shelf that I used. I think it still looks really nice. I just think that the swatch of the other shelf was a little bit better. It just looked a little bit better, but still it's all functional. Your sim can actually sit here and work on the computer. And then on this side, there is a mirror and the temperature controls. And then when you walk through here, this is where the kitchen is located. This is that bookcase that I talked about right next to the fridge. I think it actually makes sense. And then I just cluttered up the kitchen a little bit here. It's actually functional because I left this corner counter free of clutter. But then when I play tested it, my sim actually used this corner counter, which I didn't think would be functional, but it is. So yeah, I don't know. As long as you just make sure to just enable bb.move objects before you place the house, then you should be fine. But this is the sunken living room area. There is some like skylights up here, so you always have that nice bright sunlight or daylight in the house. And this is the dining area with a nice cutesy little plant on the table and the canvases on the wall that I think are really cute. And here we have the formal, or actually the only living room area with a couch and a chair, a TV and a fireplace, which you don't need in the desert, but it still looks nice. And then an additional just extra little bookcase right here to fill up the space. And then this is the only bedroom in the house. As you can probably tell, I did have a nightstand right here initially, but I deleted it because, like I said, it was blocking off the bed, so my sim couldn't get in the bed. It has a tiny dresser and then just a decorative shelf right here with some plants and a lamp and stuff. But yeah, that is actually basically it. The house comes in at 51,285 simoleons, so it's most definitely not a starter home. Another thing I noticed when I opened my game is that I have a shoe rack right there standing on the front porch. I am so sorry about that. It's because I was playing around with that shelf in the entryway trying to make it functional, and then I placed the shoe rack outside for a second and I forgot to place it back. So there is a shoe rack on the front porch. Just make sure to fix that. I am so sorry about that, but it's just what happened. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this build. You can definitely go ahead and download it off the gallery. My username on the gallery is Simmarysims. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Instagram if you'd like. My username on there is Simmarysims as well. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next build. Bye!